Welcome back, mobile gamers. It has been a week since I have tested out the BinBok Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controller. So today I'm going to do a little quick review on my first 7 days of using it, plus a little guide on how to actually use the thing, because it took me quite a while to actually figure it out myself. So let's jump in, check it out, and let's see if it's worth the 5 stars that I'm going to give it on Amazon. Alright guys, so my overall feedback on this controller after using it for the last 7 days is going to be a solid 5 stars, at least on Amazon. If I could review it on BinBok's website, I probably would as well. Because overall, battery life, the controllability, the handling, button layout, the UI, or not the UI, but the software, I guess, that's integrated into it to basically customize things like your buttons and the lights and everything like that is kind of hard at first until you mess around with it for a while. But overall, like I said, they're pretty solid for 70 bucks. I would recommend these over buying another set of Joy-Cons, because like I have never had any issues in the last 7 days with my hands cramping. Unlike the Joy-Cons being so small that they are, like these are pretty tiny controllers, and even with the case that I showed you guys in my last, basically the last review 7 days ago, it was just still, I was still having the issue of my hands kind of feeling like they are cramped. Maybe I just play too much, I don't know. But anyways, I have been playing. I like on the weekend, the last weekend, I did a solid about 5 hours straight of just playing the game, and battery life was great. I think it was down to like 30% after that time frame, and I never had any issues with my hands being sore, and I use my hands a lot, so it's something that's just like it. Feeling this grip is nice. I know they have different colors and stuff like that too if you don't like the clear. And the button layout, like the buttons are nice and smooth. They're not too bad on like the clicky aspect. Even the joysticks, I would say, are pretty nice, unless you're like ramming it all around like this, you're going crazy, but I don't think anybody really plays like that, I guess. And the D-pad was my favorite. I don't like the button style D-pad on the Joy-Cons, and they're just kind of, you know, these are tactile, obviously. Just took a screenshot, and there we go. Yeah, so like all these buttons are nice. The handle part of it is nice, and I didn't show you guys in the last review the wireless functionality, and it's pretty straightforward. It's the same. So these ones have, it literally looks like the top of the Joy-Cons, if you can see here. This is the same side, and it's kind of got the same sliders, but they're obviously manufactured by whatever company in China that makes these, and they look a little bit different, but they still have the same buttons and everything, so you could slide on your little piece there if you wanted to use this as a single controller. Myself, I don't really do that, but yeah, that's all up to you. And as you see, I just hit my mic, but they connected right away, and they work as they should, just like any other Joy-Con. Like there was no connectivity issues. I've tested them out with the connectivity wireless like this, and it's nice, and you can still use that adapter that it came with if you really wanted to. I like the wireless aspect of it, of not having to hold a controller like this. I like to, you know, move it around and stuff, but there's that adapter that came with it, and it's pretty easy to come on and off. I guess after you do it a couple times, it does actually slide off pretty easily off that adapter, but that's all it is. It's just something to hold the controller together if you want to hold it together like that. I know there's other adapters that your hands can sit like this kind of thing, but I always play with it just like that, with that awesome sound that they made. So yeah, that's my feedback. I thought I'd do the feedback first after 7 days, and like I said in my last video, of no affiliation. I still have no affiliation with the company because I don't really care to be affiliated with them. I just wanted to do an honest, non-biased review, and I paid the $70 Canadian for them, so I would pay another $70 for another set. I probably will sell my Joy-Cons to somebody if I want to and get another set of these just to put the money towards that, because I like to buy things like this. If you guys want me to buy something else and review it that I have access to, like if it's another controller or something, I sometimes like doing that. I'm not rich by all means, but I like doing it, and gaming I find is a lot cheaper than my other hobbies that I'd have going for me. So anyway, so that's my review. Now we're going to jump into the actual how-to guide for this. So I'll put a timestamp in the description for the how-to guide part, and you guys can just jump back and forth if you want to watch the review. If you want to watch just the how-to guide, then go to the how-to guide. Alright, so this section is going to cover the how-to guide on how to turn off your lights, change your lights, how to set up the two buttons that are on the back, and what these two buttons on the back are for. So let's start off with the lights. These lights are actually interchangeable, and you can dim them as well to make them brighter and less bright. So there's the two buttons that I was telling you on the back of the controller. The top one has an M and the bottom one has a T. So the bottom one is for configuring your light and your vibration settings. So I'm going to feel around in the back. So the one button, which is the M, is actually raised up so you can tell the difference. And you can maybe kind of see on camera there, it's a little bit raised up on the top one. This one's flat against the plastic. So if I hold down the bottom button and hold down my joystick, you can see the brightness going up, and then it goes down all the way. So that changes the brightness level of your lights, and you can do that on each one. So if you want one on the right brighter than the other for whatever odd reason, then you can do that. So there it goes. And you can hear this one vibrating because I have the vibration turned all the way up. So that's all the way down. I like it all the way down. You can also turn them off. So it's a weird way to do it. So you got to hold down that back button. You got to double click, double click, double click. So you got to do that simultaneously until it actually turns off, and then they can stay off. So if you were playing during the day, you don't really want that light on, you just hold down that T button, double click, double click, double click, and there it goes, it's off. So now all those lights are off. So that's nice for some people that don't really want the lights, and I don't really find it that much of a bother, but maybe it probably does save battery life. Obviously, they're just LED lights that have, you know, different colors to them. But if you want to turn it back on, you hold that back button, hold that back button, and there they are. So by default, that is the default color. I think that's like a greenish. I'm colorblind, so bear with me. So that's like green, and there's the brightness going all the way up. So if you want to change the color, hold down that back button, click it once, click it again, and that's just clicking the joystick, right? So you're just clicking in on the joystick until you find the color that you want. So same with the left one. So there's like a dark green, I guess, and then I think that's like a blue, or that's a blue. So if I wanted, you know, one side blue and one side like a multicolor, that's how you just change the color, and then you can change the brightness again. So holding it down, there's super bright, and that was super dim. So super bright, super dim. All right. So what if you want it to be like pulsating colors? So you can hold down the back button, double tap. So there is the pulsating. So it just kind of goes bright, goes dim, goes off, goes bright, changes color, and then it'll go dim, go off, changes color. So that's just like a cycle through all the colors. And then If you want to turn that off, you just hold down the back button and click it, and then it just saves onto that color. And like I said on this side, so what if we want to cycle through different colors? You double tap, it's just going to cycle through that rainbow. And rainbow again. So that's just like the multicolor functionality of it. So the next thing you want to kind of learn is how to change your vibration settings. So you could hear the vibration on this one, and you can hold down that back button again, so the T, and if you push the joystick upwards, you might be able to hear it. I don't know. Here, I'm going to turn the volume down on my controller or my game. So you might be able to hear that. And if you go down, you can turn your vibration all the way off. So now the vibration, when I click in on the joystick to change the colors, won't go off. It'll just change the color, and then even when I hold down on the brightness, it doesn't go off anymore. And you can do that for both sides. So if you want the vibration to be stronger on one side than the other or something for whatever reason, you can do that. So I'm turning it all the way up right now. Just keep pressing it until you feel like it's at the max, or you can just turn it all the way down and just turn it right off. So I have it usually just, just a little bit, like setting 1, I guess, is what I have it at. But yeah, so that's how you set up the lights and the vibration. I don't usually have this pulsating, so I'm gonna change this to the color that I want. Just kind of, there we go. And that's the colors that I usually have it at. I'm just gonna go through with it. There we go. So those are my, I don't know why, I just like the rainbow effect. I'm not sure why, it just kind of looks neat. And I didn't learn how to turn off the actual light for a while until I was messing around with it the other day again, because I was like, I really want to turn this light off somehow, and I finally figured it out. So the next how-to part is how to set up these 2 buttons on the back. So what these 2 buttons are for is to change one of the buttons on either side of your Joy-Con to whatever you want it to be. So I'm going to go into Minecraft for a second, just because it's a game that I've been playing. And basically the top button, which is the M button, is the button that you're going to press, and then press the button that you want to change it to at the same time. So just going to wait for my account to load. Now you guys know my username if you guys want to play Minecraft with me, I guess. I don't know. I play a lot of mobile games. I have an Xbox, and my PC is good. Like, it's a computer that I bought for gaming purposes, and I never game on it. So I only play on my mobile devices like this, and I have a controller that I play my Android phone with, and I also play with all my other handhelds, like my Game Boys and stuff. So anyways, after that loaded, let's go into one of my worlds. I'm just going to go into this one. I have a lot of worlds because I just like to mess around sometimes and play the game different ways. So let's wait for that to load, just so I can get you a trial run. And to talk about USBs, the USB-C ports, I haven't tested charging them individually yet. If you guys want to try that, go ahead. Otherwise, I just dock it, and it charges both controllers just as same as when you would charge your regular Joy-Con. So anyways, so right now these buttons are set to change the item that I'm holding in my hand. So I'm touching the back buttons right now, and if you wanted to change those to whatever you want them to be, so say you want it to be the action button, for example, you would press the top button, so the M button, the one that's kind of raised up, and then press the button you want it to change to. So you kind of press them like one after another, and now I'm pressing that back button, and it's my action button. It is tactile feeling, so that's, you know, that's all up to your preference, but maybe you want your shooter game to be, you know, you hold this button down and that's your zoom in button, and basically, you know, this is me punching with my candle or torch, whatever. And then the same thing with the other side. So say I wanted it to be used for my D-pad, which if I press over, the chat opens up. So if I press that back button, change it to the D-pad, and then I press that back button, now the chat opens up by pressing the button back here. So it's kind of straight to the point, but when you read the pamphlet that this comes with, it's not really straight to the point. I just messed around with it all week and kind of did a little how-to guide for you guys because I like teaching things. I have another channel that I teach Android app development for, so I'll put a link in the description for that if you guys want to learn how to develop Android applications from your Android app, from your phone. So, but anyways, so back to this. Like I said, I'm going to be giving this a 5-star on Amazon because I would buy another one. And I know one person's feedback isn't really, you know, always the same feedback as maybe another person, but it's all up to the person too. So if you buy this off Amazon and you don't like it, just send it back. It's Amazon, so that's all I'm going to say about that. But so you guys be the judge. Like I said, 5-star. I would buy another one. You guys should buy one if you need a new controller, and there are different colors, so you don't have to get the clear one. This is just the newest model that they came out with, and I like it. It's solid clear. It's true clear, not foggy clear like some controllers are. But yeah, so hopefully this helps you guys decide if you want to buy one or not. It's been 7 days since I reviewed it the first time, and there you go. So take care. Have fun. It's the weekend, so enjoy. Maybe purchase one over the weekend and it'll come on Monday, and then you'll love your new controller. Bye-bye.